You got a game against Watford.
So we have. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and a very, very difficult game to be. I've watched again several games of theirs this week, and they've got a lot of good footballers in their team. They've got a real potent strike force, as you would imagine, in Dini and Ighalo. And they're a well-organised team who have been well drilled by an exceptionally good coach.
Does it surprise you that in a season where Kiki Flores has taken Watford and made them safe and been daring enough, if you like, to go with two strikers up front in a dangerous league, that he's looking, the fans don't want him as the manager any longer, and he's looking at his job? Yeah,
I must admit, I mean, any manager, certainly in my book, that can take a team up and then keep them as comfortably as he has in the division certainly deserves a lot of plaudits. I don't know the ins and outs of what's happening on a day-to-day basis or a game-to-game basis, but certainly as an external individual looking at it, I think he's done exceptionally well.
Cheers, Eric.
Cheers. Sorry.
Got any players might be coming back or anything like that for this game, or any injury problems?
The only ongoing injury we have at the moment is obviously Amavi, who's getting certain treatment for his long term. Richardson still has a calf injury, which will we won't be able to include him in the squad. Kieran Clark trained a little bit today, so we'll have to see how his reaction to that is tomorrow, to see whether he'll be included in the squad.
Kevin Toner came on last week, and I know it's a difficult environment for a young person to come in and with booing, etc., etc. But it is kind of just a lovely, touching thing in the middle of everything that a young lad can come on and be so excited about his debut, isn't it?
Oh, it's fantastic. I'm absolutely delighted for him. But again, there has to be a process in place prior to him actually getting on the pitch, and I think that involves watching him in under-21s, speaking to his coaches about his mentality, looking at the analysts with how physical he is, can he cope with a certain level of football, and then bringing him into the training with the first team and giving him a good week to get involved in that. And then at that point, it's still not 100% sure, but yeah, you take the decision, does he play or does he not? And I think he deserves enormous credit, and I think for his mentality, I've been really refreshed by his mentality and the desire to be a football player. You know, I think it's something that's sadly missing at times now, that people, you know, I just think to see a young man who's so passionate about being a football player and do anything to be a football player, I think it's wonderful.
Does that give you hope then for next season and perhaps changes?
Well, I mean, it gives me great hope for Kevin Toner. I'm pretty convinced with the attributes he had that he'll have a career in the game. Whether he goes on to play for Man United, I'm not sure, but I know with the attributes that I've seen, certainly in the last 2 or 3 weeks, he'll have a career in football.
At the moment, have you been told it's the end of the season? Is that where you are at the moment? So you expect to be in charge? Until
the last game of the season, yeah.
With all the perhaps changes that may be necessary, would you welcome someone being named as quickly as possible, do you think, so that they can start making the changes they want as quickly as possible?
Well, the first thing is, I think the sooner obviously we can get somebody that's directing and going forward with the club and is making key decisions, then the better. But I think it's more important that the club get the right individual. Now, if that's the night before the Arsenal game, the last game, or if that's on the 1st of July, I think where this club is at the moment, we need to get the right appointment. So the sooner the better, certainly in terms of shaping a squad and getting pre-season organised and assessing the squad. But I think first and foremost, it has to be the right individual.
Have you had people in the game messaging you, asking you, is
it
a good place? Is it a good place? Should I be putting my name forward? Have people been asking you?
I've spoken to 1 or 2 individuals, but not necessarily. I haven't spoken to any of the people that are, potential, as we've all know, potential candidates. I think it's a wonderful club. I really do. I think it's that this maybe have just bottomed out and heading in the right direction now. But again, it'll be key appointments that will ensure that it goes one way.
Just a quick one. Stelian Petrov this week said he hopes to return to playing football. It's lovely to hear, isn't it?
It is. It's absolutely marvellous. I mean, I worked for 2 years with Stelian at Celtic as coach there, and that would certainly be a dream come true. Would nothing give me any more pleasure than seeing Stelian pulling on an Aston Villa shirt again.